Now that we have our first database and we've added some properties, let's explore how we can organize our data effectively through customized database views. Database views allow us to visualize the same information in different layouts and optimize it for specific needs. Now, what you're looking at here is a database view. If we click on our settings again next to new, we can see that we can give this a view name. So let's call this tasks and we can give it an icon. So let's choose a check mark. And then you'll see here we can adjust our view settings. Now we're going to leave this exactly as it is, but we are going to create a new view. So to create a new database view, we're going to hover over our database title. Click this plus icon here, and you'll see here it lets us add a number of different views. We're going to start with an empty view. And the reason that I'm starting with an empty view is, as you can see, you can always customize your preferred layout at any time from your view settings. We're going to call this view name to do. Again, we're going to give it an icon. I'm choosing an open square. And then here we can choose our preferred layout. What we're looking at is a table view. Board is a lot like a Kanban board view. So if you're used to platforms like Trello, this is a similar view for that. If we click on it, you can see that change. We could choose a timeline view if you're used to Gantt charts, a calendar view, a list view, a gallery view, a chart, which you can always add. So you're seeing here, we've got some chart data if we scroll down here. Or we could choose a feed, which looks a lot like a news feed, similar to what you'd see on social media. These are your different layout options. Every layout has additional settings that you can go through. For now, we're going to select a list layout. And then we're going to come to property visibility and choose what we want to display in this list view. So I want to display task. The title property will always show. We can't change that. I'm also going to show the due date. Perfect. We'll keep these other two properties hidden for now. Now, when we say hidden, if we open this page up, we are still seeing them on the page itself. It's just hidden from this view of the database. It's important to note that if you hide a property in a view, it's okay, it's still there, it's just hidden. However, if you delete a property, it's gone for good from the database itself. So we want to hide, but we don't want to delete a property unless we no longer need it on the database. Now we've looked at properties, let's go into filter. This allows us to create a filter on this view so we can surface key information. So for to do, I want to filter by status. And under status, we want to say is. I'm going to click here and I'm going to say is not. And then I'm going to select complete. So now I'm only seeing database items that are not complete. Then if I click in again, I can always sort. So I'm going to sort by due date ascending. Perfect. And then under grouping, I want to group these tasks by priority. So you're seeing here that adds a little toggle, and I've got my different groups here. I would want to toggle all groups on, even ones that are not populated right now. And I'm going to drag them into the correct order. So now what I've created is a to-do list grouped by priority and filtered to only show items that are not complete. Now let's say I want to add another view, and this will be our completed tasks. To do that, I could click on the plus icon again and rebuild that as we just did, changing the filter to status is complete. Or I can just click on this view, duplicate it, change the view name to completed, change the icon to distinguish it, we'll do a check mark. And then where it says filter, I would change the status to is complete. Perfect. And I'm just going to click off. And so now we have our table view of tasks, our to-do list, our completed to-do list. And if we ever wanted to add any other views, we would just click on this plus tab. Again, to bring up our view settings, click on this icon next to new. And here we can customize the layout of this view. So now it's your turn. Your action step is to go into your personal task database to create this to-do list view and then create a completed list here as well. Again, following the same steps, but changing it from status is not complete to status is complete. Now, if you want to take it to another level, Go ahead and add a fourth view in here and play around with the different view layouts so that you can get a feel for what view you prefer. Now, one final note before we move on to the next lesson that we haven't covered yet is that databases could sometimes take up a large portion of our page. If we want to widen the width of our page, we could just click on the three dots in the top right hand corner that brings up our page settings, and we could select full width. And now that page is a lot wider and our database has a greater space to breathe, and you can add more properties without worrying about scrolling endlessly. Go ahead and create your new views, and I'll meet you in the next lesson. This lesson has been part of our Navigating Notion series. You will find access to all links and resources in the description below. And if you have any questions at all, please do leave a comment. I'm here to help. If you'd like to continue watching, I recommend this one next.